Hi everyone, my name is Vasiliki Gkofa and welcome back to another video on this channel. Today we're going to discuss about a topic that I think is really important. This is stress. So I decided to create this short clip and talk to you about stress because I think that sometimes when you have really high stress, it can actually affect you negatively and you might not be able to achieve the things that you wanted. So I'm hoping that this video will give you some pointers, some advice on what you can do. So we're going to discuss today what stress is, the factors that could be causing stress, how someone might start thinking, feeling, behaving when they have high stress, some common thought patterns, what we might consider as errors when someone does display high stress, and of course how we could manage those negative thoughts that could be linked to high stress. So let's start. Well, I would like us to start with more of an understanding of what stress is. There is no medical definition, but what we can agree upon is the fact that stress is a psychological difficulty that is present when someone is placing demands on us and we don't have enough coping skills in order to deal with those demands. And therefore, you start feeling overwhelmed. Now, what I do want to mention here are some statistics. So according to research findings, actually 47% of individuals feel stressed on a daily basis, which tells me that it is important to explore this topic further, and hopefully what I'm going to provide today is going to be beneficial. So what I think is quite difficult with this topic is the fact with stress is the fact that I cannot measure it. I cannot measure stress, whereas I can maybe measure my temperature or I can measure my blood pressure. And therefore, what I will get from that measurement is an indication of whether I should go up or down, depending on what is healthy for me. But with stress, I don't have that. Why is it? Well, I think it is because of the subjectivity element that is tied with stress. So some things might be stressful for me, but other things might be not so stressful for that person that are stressful for me, and so on. Now, it is also, I think, worth saying here that some people do thrive in high stressful environments, and they might tell you, well, no, I do enjoy this rush, this high stress, because it keeps me motivated. Whereas others, they really cannot function with such high stress, and they will be affected psychologically and physically. Overall, their well-being will be negatively affected. What I would say is that too much stress is going to cause some difficulties, some challenges, and therefore there needs to be this balance. So what I would say is that although you might be thriving in a high stressful environment and you think it might be helping you, and it is helping you, for instance, maybe there are some other physical sensations that in the long run might not be so beneficial for you. So what would be more, I think, beneficial for you in the long run, but maybe in the short run as well, is to find different coping skills. So is stress preventable? Yes, it is, and it's also manageable and treatable. I would say that if it is something that is worrying you and you are noticing prolonged stress in your life, maybe it is worth exploring further, because prolonged stress could lead to panic attacks, for instance, that most of the times if we are going to experience a panic attack, we are going to be scared because they do feel like having a heart attack, but you aren't, but this is the sensation that it will cause. So I would say that yes, they are manageable and treatable. And it is actually quite important to understand that condition that is causing you stress. Because if you understand the condition, then you are more equipped to find those coping strategies that will suit you. Because not all strategies help everyone. What I would say, again, the individual differences do play a role here, and therefore understanding the condition will help you create that way of dealing with that stress in your own way in order to achieve better results. Let's move on now to the factors that could be causing stress, the sources. So we can have internal and we can also have external. The internal are what we cannot see, something that is not visible to others. Those are our thoughts, our feelings, our beliefs. Whereas the external could be linked more to the things that actually we at point might not change. We might not be able to change that. Let's say that you are stuck in traffic and you are going to be late for a really important meeting. That will cause you stress. Or now with COVID-19, what you might feel stressed about on a daily basis is maybe the possibility of actually losing your job. Because of COVID-19, quite a few employees were let go, and therefore you might start your day by feeling that, well, it could happen to me as well, and therefore you have this ongoing stress throughout the day. So those are internal and the external. However, again, due to the element of subjectivity, I would say that those internal and external factors would have a different impact upon different people. So let's think about this. Why is this? Well, there are many different reasons, but I'm going to mention some common ones. One of those reasons is the fact that individuals do interpret things in many different ways. So one example that I do tend to use with my clients that captures, I think, what I'm trying to convey in a very good way is this. So if I tell you that the sky is blue today or it's sunny today, I might start thinking, well, that's good, it's positive because it means that I will be able to go to the beach. If, for instance, you also live in an environment that is close to the beach. Other people might be thinking, well, there's no difference because even if it was rainy, I would still be sitting inside, or I might still be at work all day. And other individuals might be thinking, well, it's actually not so great for me because I need to spend the whole day outside, and I know that I cannot function very well when it's sunny because I get dizzy, and I would have preferred a rainy day. So the same sentence is being interpreted in different ways. Another reason is that individuals have different coping skills. Some individuals might actually be using some coping strategies that are not helpful for them, whereas others might actually not have found those coping strategies that are going to be helpful for them. Another reason could be genetics. So some individuals might be more predisposed. And the last one is linked to the external sources, more around what we tend to do in order to minimize that stress. Let's say we might start using drugs, or use alcohol, or for others it could be smoking. Anything that is more of an unhealthy habit, but is going to give us that, I would say, short-term relief from stress. What you don't understand during that point is that actually, although it is going to give you that relief during that time, when you hopefully you cut that external source that is not healthy for you, when you have to do that, then all that amount of stress will be probably a big mountain, and you will start feeling even more stressed. So in the long run, it's actually not beneficial for you.